Welcome to our Wednesday night opportunity call. My name is Efron Landau. We got Mina Yakub here. We are both agency owners over at Unitrust. We run this call every Wednesday night just to give you an overview of the opportunity that we have, not just at Unitrust, but within our team specifically. Mina and I are big into teaching our agents how to actually build businesses and not just sell life insurance because salespeople get burned out, right? But business builders, that's something that you build a legacy with. So I spent 12 years as a teacher. It was great. I love teaching. I love the kids. But at the end of the day, you can only make so much money. And I didn't leave because of the money. I left because education just changed. But then getting into corporate America for a year or two after that, and yeah, I asked for raises twice, couldn't get them. I was a top performer. No matter how much I worked, how much I taught, it didn't matter, right? I just kept getting the same salary. And I mean, honestly, at this point in life, this day and age, 80K is not enough. It's not enough for the lifestyle I want to live. So I accidentally stumbled into life insurance. So some of you might have stumbled in this way too. But there are two ways to play the game of life insurance. Okay. Most people think that you need to be great at sales. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You can absolutely suck at sales and build a massive business. I had no experience in sales whatsoever. Mind you, I'm great at it now in terms of selling life insurance, but it took a really long time, right? So there's two paths in the life insurance industry. Number one, you're just a burger flipper, right? You're a salesperson. You flip burgers all day, every day. You pick up the phone, you dial leads, you run appointments all day, every day. If you stop flipping those burgers, you stop dialing leads, you stop getting paid. Okay. And then at some point, your income has a ceiling because you can't duplicate yourself without having another human, right? So you can't, at some point, you're going to cap yourself out. So you are trading your time for money forever. The second that you stop, the money stops, right? And then there's your franchise owner. So think about someone that owns a burger joint, right? They're just going out and finding people that want to flip burgers, right? They are getting paid whether they're flipping burgers, they're not flipping burgers, it doesn't matter. And you scale as the team grows. You can open up more franchises if you want. So you are truly building an asset that you can pass down. You're not just earning a salary, right? And that's what building in the life insurance industry looks like. Building a team means that if you want to eventually stop selling, you can stop selling, but you keep making money, right? You truly have a business. And then, Mean, I'm going to throw it over to you for this one.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. Thank you guys for also jumping on. Um, my name is Mina Yakub, agency owner here as well, partnering with Efron. When it comes to the business ownership side of getting into the life insurance space, lowest barrier cost of entry in the country, without anything cheaper than. As you can see, to open up McDonald's, like ice cream shop, real estate brokerage, anything really outside of insurance, you need to have capital. As far as like a really big upfront investment, $500,000 to $2 million, 10K to 200,000. Here to get your insurance license costs anywhere from $200 to $300. Um, that's all I had to my name before I get into this. I put my last $300 in to get my license and kind of was just dreaming and hoping for the best and went with the wind and figured it out as I went. So here, like Efron said, you don't have to be a great salesperson. And I don't even think like you just need to find a few great salespeople. It's more of finding people you want to partner and get into business with. Because at the end of the day, I fully believe anybody can sell insurance, especially here at Unitrust, because we have the systems, the scripts, and the tech. It's just up to the people that actually want it, and it comes down to their work ethic. So you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to get into the space. We'll go more in depth with leads as well, but $200 to $300 to get in and get your license and be able to start your own business.
Yeah. And then so you're one of two people on this call, right? You've either never sold life insurance before, you might be coming from health insurance, which apparently now's the time of year where everyone's flipping because we've hired a crap ton of health insurance agents or partnered with them. You might be a teacher like I was. You might be a stay-at-home parent, a 9 to 5er, and you're just looking for a way out of that paycheck to paycheck life. We're going to go over this as it relates to you. Also, if you already have your license, maybe you're at a captive company, maybe you're at an IMO that doesn't have a good lead source, maybe you have no scripts, maybe you have no systems, maybe you've tried to build a team before and because there's no systems, you can't build shit, right? And you're just kind of stuck spinning your wheels. Okay, same thing for you. The opportunity is open to both types of people. We bring a lot of people on that are just brand new to insurance and they do great. They do better than the people that have been in insurance in the beginning because they're easily coachable. They don't know anything else. So either way, whether you're brand new, you're already licensed, you're welcome here. We're going to walk through the process for both. Like I said, my name is Efron. I'm an agency owner. Mina and I came over to Unitrust at the same time. It's almost been 2 years. Came from a practice company. And me personally, I came here because we didn't have a lead source. There wasn't a good lead source. We had no scripts. We had no systems. There was no team Zoom. You were just figuring shit out on yourself by yourself. That that was pretty much it, right? And I was trying to build a business because I didn't want to keep. I hate dialing. I've never liked dialing. I never liked sales, but I want to build a business out of it. So came here, met with Pete and Brandon, the owners of the company, and when I saw their systems and their leads and everything like that, I was like, okay, we can do this. Came here, put up, I don't know, it was probably like 25K my first month. And at my prior agency, I'd only done maybe 7 or 8. Mind you, I was still working a full 9 to 5 remote job during the transition, right? And last year at Unitrust, I did over 200,000 in personal business, 1.7 million within the agency, and now pacing double my personal production. And the team should end anywhere between 2 to 3 million at the agency level. And then Mina, if you want to give a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so um it's funny, I was talking to somebody earlier. They're like, "You don't know, you've never worked a real job." I'm like, "Okay, well, thanks." My name is Mina. I'm a former athlete. Graduated college, got 2 degrees. Yes, I've never had a real job, I guess you could say. I went straight into insurance, wanted to build my own business. I've always had the entrepreneur, I guess like instinct or knack. I always loved, doing my own thing. I just had to find my lane. Found insurance straight out of college. Zero sales background. First year at Unitrust, we did 3.4 million as an agency. On my pen last year, I don't remember. I think it was just shy of 200 grand personal. And then this year, we're pacing 5 to 7 million. We're growing rapidly. And it's all because of, what we have to offer here at Unitrust. Because I always say if I can do it, anybody can do it. But yeah, coming up on 2 years here at Unitrust, I've had my license for about 3 years.
And you can tell that Mina is the most exciting person ever. And I'm telling you, if he can sell life insurance over the phone, you can sell life insurance over the phone. And if y'all have questions as we go through, just drop them in the chat, and then we can answer them at the end. But like Mina was saying before, life insurance is one of the most lucrative industries in America. I honestly had no idea about getting life insurance in place or selling life insurance. It was a neighbor that came up to me and was like, "Do you want to join my life insurance agency?" And I was like, "No, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard." But I went from teaching to working a remote 9 to 5. I was bored out of my mind because I was getting my work done in like 2 hours. So I was like, okay, it costs like 250 to get licensed in Florida. Might as well try it. Well, tried it my first week. I wrote 3 policies without a script, without systems, without knowing anything, just figured it out. And I was like, all right, well, let's see if the money actually hits my bank account. And then it did. And I was like, oh, okay, well, there's something here. And many of you might not know, but life insurance is a $17.5 billion industry, right? Life insurance is not slowing down, and we focus solely on mortgage protection. So mortgage protection, it is a concept. We're selling term and whole life policies. And the reason it is so lucrative is because number one, people are always getting homes. They're always refinancing. And 50% of home foreclosures are caused by death or illness. So people need life insurance in place to pass that home down without getting foreclosed on while the family figures out what to do with the house. And then if you look at the bottom, average life insurance agent, I mean, nationwide is probably less than 62 to 89K. I would say on the low end at Unitrust, that's like the low end. Top producers are making anywhere between two to 500,000 a year, and then people that are building agencies are making, a million or more at this point. So it is an incredibly lucrative space. But like I said, Mina and I partner, or we look for people that truly want a business, because at some point you burn out, right? You burn out of the sales process. So we teach you guys how to actually do a business. And then, Mina, if you want to go ahead and break down this part.
Of course. So there's three different paths in the insurance space. Very big, or two different paths. There's very big differences between the both. Very simple. One is captive, meaning that you're controlled. You get paid a set amount, very low commissions. It's probably salary plus commission. You get paid from one company. Um, the commission is extremely low. You're locked to one carrier. It is capped. Again, your ceiling is set. No ownership, no equity. Basically, you're working a regular 9 to 5 in the captive space. You don't own your book of business. You're just working somebody else's or the company's book of business versus the IMO space, which means you're independent contractor, independent 1099, you work for yourself. So most IMOs, they, will flash really high comp. They'll say we have great leads, but then they resell them to 25 other people even after you close them. They'll recruit you, bring you in, have this big hype show, have all the nice cars and watches and all the, fancy things to drag you in. And then as soon as they get you in, they ghost you and disappear. No really set scripts, no systems, no set training. Some IMOs also charge you to join, like a membership fee of 30, $100 a month, whatever it is. And it's not a true business model. It's more of like joining like a little club to be around all your best friends. Versus Unitrust in our agency, we have contracts that are true to comp, which means if an agent comes in and they're at 70% commission, they're getting 70% with the carriers. Other agencies and other IMOs, they can give you a 140 comp wise, looks great on paper. You write with one of the products, you can get 100% commission, for example. And it's a 40-point comp cut. Here, you're true to comp. Our leads are all in-house. They're done by Unitrust. We don't use a third-party vendor. We are the ones that control the leads. These are people that reach out to us. When you sell them, they pull the lead out the system. So nobody can purchase it again. Nobody's going to run behind you. And essentially, you're protected and it helps your placement persistency. And of course, you make more money. We have real training, real mentorship from people that are doing the system and the model every single day. We have training every day from 11 to noon Eastern, Monday through Saturday. So you get to hear from the top builders, top producers, the owners of the company. They're pouring into the company every single day, which makes a huge difference. And then as far as building the team, when you first come in, if I were to bring in Efron, I'm gonna say, Efron, bring me your top 5 people. I want you just to focus on selling. I am gonna train your people for you. They will be on your team. I'm gonna get them the right business, and when they write business, you get paid. I've yet to have somebody say, you know what, I'm good. I don't want to do that. I don't want to make more money. I don't want to build a team. So we build it for you in the beginning. That way you're able to focus on sales and keep the main thing the main thing. And then of course, when you come in, you're building a team, you get overrides. When somebody makes a sale, you get paid anywhere from 5%. You can go all the way up to 25, 30, and so on and so forth. And then at Unitrust, they offer equity, meaning that you can get essentially a part of Unitrust every single month in a bonus. When you continue to build your agency, you hit that partner level, and you get 4% of equity in the company, which will also go into here on our future slides. So
You want me to take this one?
it's up to you. I can hit it.
You're tired of talking?
Yeah, you got all my words. I
All
got
right, I
you.
got you. I got it. All right, so we have a very structured schedule. Okay, we're not doing anything, whenever we want. We all follow the same schedule. I'm not going to tell you that you have to do it, but I'm going to say that if you are joining my team to be successful, you have to do it. I don't bring anyone on, and I'm not looking to partner with anyone that can't follow the schedule because you're not going to see the level of success that you want. Okay, so here's exactly what we do. You invest into leads. Okay, we have a lead system. The leads range anywhere from 75 cents to 34, $55, depending on your comp at the top, but 75 cents to $34. Okay, Unitrust is sending out mailers. Again, Unitrust is controlling the leads. They are the ones sending out the mailers to people who recently got a mortgage or refinance. Those homeowners are calling back into our automated line. They're going through a 2 to 4 minute phone call, answering questions. Once they hang up, that's what generates a lead. Okay. And then we go in and we buy the leads that we want. So you need to be able to invest into your leads up front. We typically suggest about $500 per week. Okay. And then between 8 to 11, in whatever time zone you are dialing in, that is when you are going to call the lead and you're going to set the appointment. We have a setting script, so a dial script. So you just have to follow the script. Then later in the day, you're going to get back on the phone and run the appointment. We do everything over the phone. The appointment takes about 10 to 15 minutes to give them their options. And then if they want to move forward, you do the application online right in front of you with them on the phone. They get approved on the spot. They get a digital copy or a digital overview of their policy before getting off the phone with you. And then you're getting paid in 1 to 3 days. So we don't do door knocking. We don't do cold calling. We don't do Zoom presentations. We do not do any of that. Okay. You're just buying leads. You're calling them to set the appointment. You're running the appointments later. So you get approved. Sorry. They get approved on the spot. And then the client is getting their digital overview in front of them. You get paid within 72 hours. Okay. So it's a very, very simple process because, again, build a business in life insurance, you don't want things going to underwriting, takes 2 months. The agents don't get paid, right? We're looking to get you guys paid right away so that you can reinvest into your business. And with Unitrust, everything is already built for you. So, like I was saying, the previous IMO that I was at, nothing was built for you. There was nothing. There was a lead system you could go buy your leads from. That was it. Here we have word for word scripts. We all use the same exact script to dial. So we're in Zoom together, basically 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. We dial live. We're on the camera, unmuted, dialing live, all using the same script. Like Mina said before, we have daily training from Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. till noon. We have free access to Toolkit, which is essentially the client gives you all their health information. You plug it all in there, and then it tells you which carrier they should get approved for and how much it's going to be. Okay. And then they get a digital policy summary sent to them before you get off the phone with them, instant carrier approvals. And again, we use in-house leads. We're not using different vendors. We're not switching to final expense or like veteran leads or IULs. We are just using Unitrust mortgage protection leads. So everything is already built into the system. You just have to plug into it. And then I'll send it over to you, Mita.
Yeah, a system is it's very, very, very simple. It's so stupid simple. It's so boring. It's nothing special at all. But boring is how you make a lot of money. It's very simple. We dial from 8 to 11. I'll say it again. We dial from 8 to 11. We book our 10 appointments every single day. 8 to 11 Eastern is when we dial and book our appointments. Okay, 11 to noon Eastern is the training call. Unitrust training call. We have it 6 days a week. Again, you hear from the top builders, top producers in the company, hear from the owner of the company. After the training call, you run the appointments and you read a script word for word. It's all telesales. So very simple. We dial from 8 to 11 to book our appointments for later that same afternoon or evening. 11 a.m. is the training call Eastern time. And then from noon to whenever your day is over, you're running the appointments, about a 30-minute phone call. They get approved on the spot. You get paid within 2 or 3 business days. So it's very, very, very simple what we do Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday, however you want to do it. Most important part here is the dialing part, the 8 to 11. You got to be able to pick up the phone. You got to be able to hammer the phones. And this is like your sacred, protect this time. These 3 hours is where you make your money.
Yeah. And when you're running the leads, if you're running like the dollar leads, you only have to dial about 100 a day. So we're not sitting here dialing 500, 1,000 phone calls. We're not doing that. But you got to be able to hammer the leads that you have. And we just like to be super transparent on this call so you guys have all the info. If you can't dial from 8 to 11 and you're like, okay, well, could I just run them on the spot later in the day? You could, but that's not what we're looking for, right? It doesn't fit the proven system. So if you can't dial from 8 to 11, not a good fit. If you can't get on daily training from 11 to noon Eastern at least 4 days per week, not a good fit. Okay. So just want to keep it 100 with you guys. So if this is still looking good to you, cool. We're going to keep moving it forward. With us specifically, you get real support, real coaching in lifetime. We have a team Zoom. It is open every day from like 8 to what, 10 or 11 at night Eastern, probably. There's different breakout rooms. We dial live together in the morning, cameras on, cameras on. If you're not willing to be in the Zoom with your camera on, okay, that is a requirement. You have to be in there, camera on, unmuted, dialing live. We all do it together. Again, you have training every single day. It is different every single day. So it's incredibly important to get on the company-wide training, which is why the system is so it's a well-oiled engine for building. Because if you're when you're building, you don't have to sit there and handhold people and walk them through a script and talk about this. If they just get on the daily training and they listen to it, like today, they went over how to find options, how to pitch options, and how to assume the sale, right? So if your agents are getting onto the training, you don't have to do that for them. You don't have to teach them that, right? Leverage the system. We are in Zoom all day, like I said. So when you're running the appointments, when you're dialing, if you have questions, put the client on mute, ask the questions. That's what we're there to help you, whether it's quote, do an application. We are there to help you do it. Okay. And then you also have access to the Unitrust recruiting system, which gives you up to 40 free interviews per month. This is from people that applied either directly to the Unitrust website or to the job boards like Indeed, LinkedIn, that type of stuff. So they also have free resources to help you start to build and grow your team.
So
I mean, all you.
you start building from day one. What we mean by that is the type of people we're looking for. We're not just hiring any and everybody. We are running a very efficient, fast-paced business. So what we're looking for are business owners to partner with. Um, when you come in here, you're gonna write insurance, write business, and you're gonna also hire people to come in and write business as well. Um, it's simple in the beginning because you're just writing insurance. Anybody you bring into business, we will train them for you. It's a very plug and play system. You can plug them in, they watch what you do, they watch me, Efron, all the managers. All you have to do is find them. Social media, warm market, URS. We have different funnels and avenues that we go about, and me and Efron train on that. Whoever you find, you bring them to us. Again, they're on your team. We get them through licensing, contracting, onboarding, training. We do all the heavy lifting for you. When they write business, you get paid. Okay. In the beginning, again, you're just going to write insurance. I do not need you guys training in the beginning because you don't know what you're doing yet. And every agent that comes in is like, hey, I want to write 10K first before I start building a team. Instead, we build it for you and you go out there and write your 10K first every single month. When they write business, you earn from them. You get an override. What that is say somebody writes a policy or say somebody writes $10,000 in a month and you have a 10-point split on them off of $10,000, you get $1,000 override for that month. So every time they write business, you get paid. Um, as long as they produce, paid by Unitrust, paid by the carriers, paid by the carriers, not by Unitrust. I don't know why I said that. But comes from the insurance companies. You're not taking any money out of their pocket. They're the ones getting paid directly from the insurance company, and you get an override again whenever they write business, and we'll be the ones training them and getting them up and going for you guys.
Beautiful. So a couple of different steps. This is kind of the blueprint, right? So your first 6 to 12 months or however long it takes you to get comfortable with the production process. And if you never get comfortable building your team, it's cool. We'll keep doing it, right? So phase one, your first 6 to 12 months, all your only job is to dial leads, write policies, earn your commission, find other people that want to do the same, that have the same vision as you, right? Again, you're not looking for salespeople, you're looking for business owners, right? In that first phase, we handle all the licensing for them. We get them contracted, we get them onboarded, we plug them in, we train them, we coach them. You just produce, like Mina said. Okay. Once you are confident and comfortable taking over the training, coaching, and onboarding of your team, that's when we step back, right? You can keep producing, you keep referring people into the system, you lead by example and be the person that they follow. Okay, we then start to help develop your builders. So we'll help you identify the builders on your team and start to teach them the same thing that we'll teach you, right? You keep plugging in a daily training, you get them to plug in, you keep coaching them, you're continuing to get overrides into your account. And then long term, you own your business, right? At some point, you can step out from sales. You just lead with the vision and the culture. You keep teaching your builders to build. You find your next wave of builders, and you just it keeps compounding, right? And the difference at Unitrust, which we'll get into in a second, is if you're currently with an IMO, right, and their top comp is 20%, well, guess what? If your upline is at 120, they don't want you getting to 120, right? Because overrides, it's their comp minus yours. 120 minus 120 is zero, right? At Unitrust, it's different, and we're about to get into it, but we are incentivized to get people to the top with us because then we start earning equity. Unitrust starts paying us for part of their entire business. Okay, so as we go into this, there's two different paths. And Mina, I think you like this slide a lot, so I'm going to let you take this one over.
I love this slide. Um, so there's two sides of the business. There is a just come in, write insurance, make money on your own pen, meaning when you work, you make money. When you don't work, you don't make money. Okay. That's a very volatile, not even volatile because we have systems and leads, but again, if you take the whole month off, you're not making any money. So your income is dependent on you. In the beginning, it is still going to be dependent on you. I personally love still writing business 1 to 2 days a week, but two different sides of it. Salespeople get tired. So you can go out there and write 50K a month and go out there and rip it and make $500,000 a year. But how long can you do that for? Everybody has a shelf life. And what I mean by that is, and that's why we're talking about partnering with business owners and people that want to build their business, because there's going to be a time where you don't want to sell insurance, and that's perfectly fine. But when you set up the long-term play of building out your team and you have other leaders and people that are there with you in the fight, also writing business, you're still getting paid. So as you see on both month 12, still dialing every day versus having your own agency, the team is dialing while you're coaching and maybe you're doing a little bit of dialing as well. Income, like I said, only flows when you work. Even when you're off, or say you get really sick and you're out for a week or something and you have an agency, you're still getting paid every single day. Um, Team just you versus having managers and producing agents. Again, vacation, no work, you don't get paid. Here on the agency side, you get overrides even after the 9 months and you get renewals, and those checks are huge on the first of every single month. So when you're just writing business, you're going to start at zero every single day, every month, every year, versus when growing your agency, you can grow by one every single day and continue to raise that bar for you and your agency. But no mistake about it, in the beginning, you do, of course, want to write business so you can set that example for your team. But I've seen both sides of it. Like I'd said this last week, Efron, about my friend that came in, didn't want to build, just put his head down, was writing 30K a month. 2 years later, he's out the business because he didn't want to build. He didn't want to talk to anybody. He wanted to be left alone. That's fine. Versus here, you have a team and an agency. These people are looking up to you every single day. And so whether you like it or not, you still have to show up because you're getting paid essentially to show up and coach and help them get better. So one is setting you up for long term to have the freedom to be able to take the day off, spend it with your kids, whatever it may be. Again, the key word is freedom versus the other one, you'll be stuck on the phones for quite a bit.
Yeah. And then, like I was saying before, so how it works is if you get to a 120, which is our highest comp here, okay, or if your upline does or whatnot, We don't try and hold you down so that we can keep a spread to earn overrides. Okay. So what Unitrust has set up is that they set up if you hit a 120 and you get someone else to a 120, you start to get paid a non-chargebackable bonus by Unitrust every month. Okay, if you can see on the bottom, if you have one person that gets to a 120, you earn 2% on their entire business, or what's called a leg, right? If you get two people to a 120, you get 3% of each. And if you get three or more people to a 120, you get a 4% non-chargebackable bonus from Unitrust. So for instance, if on my team I get Tori, Ron Lee, who else is in here? Not Steph, she doesn't count. Ava, Ron Lee, Tori, I think I saw Mandy, and who else is in here? Tracy. If I get all five of them to a 120, I help them build their businesses. They get to 120% commission with me. And they each have a team that's doing $300,000 per year. 5 times 300,000 is 1.5 million. Okay, so I have these five different teams doing 1.5 million. Unitrust is going to pay me 4% of each of their team's business, non-chargebackable every month. So if they do 1.5 million, I am getting a non-chargebackable bonus check for 60,000 just because I help them go up to the top of the commission ladder and build their businesses. In just those overrides, if it stayed like this, that's $720,000 a year. Like it's absolutely insane the way that Unitrust has built this because it does not, incentivize people to hold others down. We are, incentivized to help you guys rise to the top with us. And then Mina, if you want to dive into this part.
Yes. I've already been talking about this whole call. We're not looking for salespeople. I'm looking to partner with business owners. Again, you don't work for me. You don't work for Unitrust. You work for yourself. I don't look down on you. Again, business partners, people that I would want to go out to dinner with and break bread with. Okay, so we're looking for people that want to own their own business. You have more control over your income and your time. You're willing to be coachable, learn, follow a proven system. Again, it's so simple that people find a way to do it wrong. It's so boring and so simple. You do everything, same thing every single day. People will find a way just to do the opposite of it. We're looking for full-time people. If you're 100% in, I'm 100% in. If you're 98% in or 60% in, I'm 100% out. So full-time, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. This is your own business, so you have to invest in your inventory. At least $500 a week in leads, like any real business owner would. Yep, like any real business owner would. At least $500 a week in leads. That is your inventory to be able to grow your business. It's not a bill or another, what do you call it? Something else I got to tack on to my cost or finances, whatever you want. It's investing into yourself and investing into your business. You want to build something that pays you even when you're not working. That's the beauty of building your own business and being able to partner with people like me and Efron in this space to be able to make however much it is that your goal is. We have people that make anywhere from 10 grand a month all the way up to 100,000 plus a month at this company. So it's not easy. It's just very, very simple. But again, it's not easy. So if you want easy, stay at your job. Yeah, if you do, you're comfortable where
Claude is
you're,
funny.
yeah, if you're comfortable where you're at, stay at the 9 to 5. If you want to make uncapped, unlimited potential, uncapped income and be able to run it up and kill what you eat, this is what we're looking for in